Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. In the name of Yahweh Shah, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. It's Kaloy Ali here at Israelite Calvary, and I'm going to title this video, Milk Monday, the Law of Meat Leftover. Milk Monday, the Law of Meat Leftovers. And I'm starting the series back up. It's been a minute. I could say almost about 4 years, but 4 years since I did the Milk Monday. I didn't really do a series. It was just one video. But hey, I gotta bring that back, man, because the basics is what we need, man, and prove that. Right, the basic is what we need to grow. And it's some that joke, this that coconut milk, man, that you need, man. This that coconut milk series that we need, man. We all need it. All right, this is 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter, the book of 1 Peter chapter 2. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so, be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. Right, so as Israelites in this thing, all Israelites, whether you've been in this thing for, whether you've been knowing you're an Israelite, been in the truth, rehearsing the righteous acts, for years on years, whether you're an elder, you are you're elderly, you're a leader, you in rank and file, or you just not coming into this, or you just now knowing you're Israelite, or you're a student in this thing, whatever level you're on, the basics, which is the milk, we all need it. This is how we, this is the foundation. This is how we grow. Well, as a babe, this is how you grow. As a student, this is how you grow. And when you go back to the basics as a elderly or an elder or a leader or somebody in rank and file, you go back to the root, to the foundation. All right, so this is what this series is gonna be about. Milk Mondays. All right, can't neglect the milk. All right, and and again, the title of this thing is called "The Law of Meat Leftovers." So a lot of people, which I never seen nobody, I never seen nobody do a video on the law of leftovers. Meat leftovers. When you're dealing with food, all right. When you're dealing with meat, in particular food, the meat, it's certain meats, that we as Israelites that we eat, that's lawful for us to eat. All right, but when you cook this meat, all right, and you eat it, you can only have it as a leftover to eat for a certain dispensation of time. Right, you think about with Israel, with Jake, celebrating these holidays, and it's just for an example to show, we don't celebrate we don't celebrate American holidays, by the way. We celebrate the biblical holy days that the Most High set up as Israelites. Don't celebrate holidays. It's a sin. It's wicked. It's idolatry. All right, it's abomination. But I'm using our people as an example. Our people celebrate 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas. For instance, Thanksgiving, they eat, set up the feast of Thanksgiving. They eat it. It's a feast day for them. All right, and they had these leftovers for week later, 4 to 5 days, 3 days on end. All right, and I'm gonna show you, or they do it with the barbecue or 4th of July. These different wicked holidays, they have these food and they eat it. All right, or just you might have an occasion where you whip something up or whatever. You might have leftovers from a restaurant. You might be still eating it for, I don't know why, 3 to 4, 5 days later. Well, according to the scriptures, you can't do that. All right, that's wicked. You can't. You cannot have leftovers to the 3rd day. So when the 3rd day come, if you still got leftovers of meat, you can't eat it. Certain meat you cannot eat it. And I'm gonna prove that through the scriptures. I'm gonna get that. All right. And this is something that got to be addressed. Something got to be talked about. The scriptures say, let me get that. You can't be ignorant. Don't be ignorant and it's something we can control. Right? Jake said, we can't keep all the law, which is fine. This is why we have Yahushua. We have the grace. But things that you can control, like you can control not eating meat, certain meat that was cooked. All right, 3 days later, you can control, throw that thing away. You can control that. 3 days, when it's 3 days and past, throw that thing away, all right? This is Sirach chapter 5. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse 15 in the Apocrypha. And it reads, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small, right? So this is a great matter. Or someone say, oh, this is a small matter. It all depends on how you look at it, right? It's a great matter when this is brought to your attention, right? And now you disregard this law, and now you willfully sinning. Now it become a great matter, and now you're gonna get destroyed. It's a small matter. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Or you're like, oh yeah, I knew that. Oh yeah. Or you say, oh, I didn't know that. You say, oh, let me apply this law. Let me apply this law to my household. Let me tell others. Make sure, okay, boom, everybody in order. Boom, we know that. That's basic understanding. It's a small matter, right? So let's get the law, man. Let's get it. And I'm gonna break it down because some people, when I read it, they might not understand it. I say, oh, it's not talking about that, right? So we're gonna get into it. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Right, so this is not a high holy day, right? This is not a high holy day sacrifice, or this is something this is an offering just of Israelites of their own, Israelites having their own choice to do this peace offering. It's a free will offering, basically. It's the same thing with whatever you decide to cook. If you decide to cook something up, so that's something that you do. It's not a high holy day. There's no special case. You just decided to cook something up nice, right? Verse 6, it shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain unto the 3rd day, it shall be burnt in the fire. Let me read that again. I'm gonna start at verse 5 again. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Verse 6, it shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain until the 3rd day, it shall be burnt in the fire. So if you got left over to the 3rd day, you got to, or in the ancient word, they're burning the fire. But today you don't have to, you could just discard that. You would just throw that away, discard it. All right, just throw it away, or burn it if you can, whatever. Right, but it's basically saying to discard it, right? Because the trash, they get taken to a place and they get burnt anyway. Verse 7, and if it be eaten at all on the 3rd day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Right. So you cannot eat your peace offerings, which is the meat. You don't know what a peace offering, which I'm gonna get into a peace offering. People are like, well, what is a peace offering? I'm gonna get into the law of a peace offering. And it's a certain type of animals that you bring, right, at your own will, right? Verse 7, and if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable, it shall not be accepted. Verse 8, therefore everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Right, so you cannot eat, all right, 3 day plus leftovers. No, 3 day plus meat leftovers. I gotta put emphasis on meat, because people say, well, leftovers. No, it's meat, right? So let's get into peace offering. Let's see what the Lord is actually talking about, all right? So we're gonna go to previous couple chapters. The Lord speaking to Moses earlier. So this is Leviticus chapter 17. So we just read Leviticus 19, right? We're gonna read Leviticus chapter 17. So this is Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and unto his sons and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, this is the thing which the Lord hath commanded, saying, what man soever that be of the house of Israel. So this is speaking to any Israelite man, right? What man soever that be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox or lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, right? So remember that ox, which ox is basically beef cattle. An ox is a beef cattle, right? Lamb or goat, right? Lamb is sheep, or the other words to start with an M, but basically the sheep. And the goat, the goat. It says in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, right? So whether you in the city or out the city, right? Verse 4, it says, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle or the congregation, to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord. Blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. So let's start right here. So let's understand what it's talking about. So the Lord is addressing a law that's dealing with if a man decide to kill an ox, lamb, or goat, because you're basically killing these animals for either for meat, or you'll be killing an ox for meat. For sure, you'll be killing an ox for meat or milk, whatever. Lamb, goat, pretty much same thing, same category. Sometimes they kill a lamb or a goat for like fur or whatever. You don't even gotta kill. I believe you don't even gotta kill a lamb or a sheep for their fur. So basically, in other words, they'll be killing these animals for food, for meat, right? So the Lord addresses. So if any Israelite man kill these animals, beef, right? Beef cattle, lamb, or goat, right? Let's read it again. Leviticus chapter 17, verse 3. What man soever that be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox or lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle or the congregation, to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 5. Here's the point. So it's going to come all together. Verse 5. To the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle or the congregation, unto the priests, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Lord. So boom, I'm gonna start right there. So basically, this is a peace offering. So if you wanted to eat meat, right, beef. So before I continue my sentence on that, I'm gonna say this: how we do things today is completely different how we did in the ancient world. We didn't eat meat in the ancient world how we eat meat today. People eat meat, constantly eating meat, this meat, what I'm saying, in the drive through, this, that, and the third. That's not normal. We didn't do that in the ancient world. If you wanted to eat meat, you had to do it was a spiritual thing behind it. Because remember, the animal has life. It's a being, so you have to you have to sacrifice that. This is why it says in verse 4, I'm going to read verse 4 again. And it bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle or the congregation to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord. Blood shall be imputed unto that man. He have shed blood. Right. So you got to, in order to, kill it, in order to eat an animal, you got to kill it. Right. So first you got to, you can't just, so the Lord's putting order out there. You basically just kill an animal and eat it. No, you had to bring that animal to the door of the tabernacle and have that thing sacrificed. That's called a peace offering, which you would do that at your own will. That's why we read that in Leviticus 19. It was something that you do at your own will. It wasn't a commandment of type of sacrifice or type of sin offering, this type of offering, which there was many different offerings in the sacrificial law, which was commanded for you to do that you had to do. Now, a peace offering is something that you do at your own will. If you, I want to eat this ox, or I want to eat this lamb or this goat, well, that's something that you will bring to the tabernacle, to the door of the tabernacle congregation, and you will sacrifice that as a peace offering, right? So I'm going to read it all again, and it's going to be smooth. Leviticus 17:3, so we get the proper understanding that peace offerings are basically ox, lamb, or goat that you eat. So apply that logic today, right? Beef, lamb, goat. That would be what you call peace offerings, essentially, right? So this is Leviticus 17:3, and I don't want to make this too long. All right, Leviticus 17:3, it says, "What man soever that be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox or lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle or the congregation to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He have shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people, to the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle or the congregation, unto the priests, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Lord." Right. So when you ate meat, essentially for the most part, those were peace offerings. You understand? Now it doesn't have the chicken or the quail in there, so that'll be something different. That's not a peace offering. But when you dealing with the beef, right, or you got the lamb or the goat, when you're dealing with this stuff, all right, you can't eat it past 3 days, man. All right, Leviticus chapter. So I'm gonna read Leviticus 19. So it should click now. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 5. "And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will." You see how that works? At your own, you understand? Verse 6. "It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remaineth to the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire." Verse 7. "And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable, it shall not be accepted. Therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people." Right. So this is the law of the peace offerings, or the law of meat leftovers. And you understand how it all clicks, because you couldn't just eat beef, lamb, or goat without sacrificing it, or you would be held accountable for that blood. So that animal had to be a peace offering, right? And this is the law of how you keep that peace offering. How you eat it. You eat it the same day, and if you got some on the morrow, the second day you eat it, but on the third day you got to throw it away. So this is the law of the meat offering. I'm gonna give one scripture, right? This is to exhort Israel to keep these commandments, man. All right, choose thee life, right? All right, this is Deuteronomy 30:15. "See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil, and that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thy heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over Jordan to go possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that thou, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. All right, so if you didn't know, now you know. With that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom, Shalom.